saying? How many people do you have? There has to be an easier way than this, right? Have you guys ever been to Iguana on Taco Tuesday? Excuse me, Iguana Tuesday? That's about what I feel like right there, if you guys can imagine. And so basically, Jeffrey really came up with the idea. I just kind of found him early on and helped with the development. It was a lot of fun because I've never really been a part of any of that process of me talking to someone and actually doing what I said. So that was kind of weird, but no, it was a fun process. Basically, what he's done is revolutionized the way that we have a wait list because traditionally, we have a pen and a piece of paper and we write down somebody's name and then we go and we're like, Chad, and then you got people coming up going, well, that guy was in front of me and that guy was in front of me, and it's just a mess. And basically, what Jeffrey's done is really revolutionized something. He hasn't been to places where they have the pagers, right? You've seen the pagers? Those pager systems are very expensive. People steal them. They steal the pagers. In Jeffrey's system, there's no pager to steal. It's your own device. It's your own phone. I can show you there was a couple of people we had signed up that were up here complaining about their long wait, being so rude. Mike. So basically what he does, and he can explain it more in detail, Mike just got a text that his table is ready. And really it's just revolutionized. It's created all of that chaos, and that's probably a little over-exaggerated, but that's how things operate. And it's really, taken a whole new level. There's some systems with open table which can kind of do some of that stuff, and it's a reservation system. The hardware up front is really expensive, and there's a very high monthly fee that goes along with it, and just kind of made it more cost prohibitive than we wanted to get involved with, particularly the morning. The paging system wasn't something that we really wanted to do. I think they're kind of tacky, personally. Like I said, people steal them, they don't bring them back, you have to replace them. There's also, monthly fees involved in that. This system works great. We get tons of comments. We get people that want us to put us on the list even when we're not on the wait because they just want to get the page. They want to get the text. They love it. We get, tons of people are asking about it. They all want to know all the people that are the tech nerds that are here all want to know how it works and it's clueless. So they always want to know that. They think it's great because what we have the ability to do now is on our busy nights when we have a lot of people coming in, we actually run it on iPads. I can pull it up on my phone and work it off my phone. We have basically like 3 people now working the front door, and they don't even really have to communicate. It's not the old system of coming up and everybody's standing around and you're like, table 12's open, and then everybody's like, oh my God, I hope table 12 is mine. And it's just a very easy, seamless system because now we have somebody working the dining room, going around, looking at the people that are on the waiting list and letting them know what tables are available. And then we're able to see them. So we actually, if you come into a dorm on a busy night, you see we're on a wait, you'll see someone at the front door just taking names. And they'll just be standing there entering names into an iPad. And you'll see a manager walking around maybe with his iPhone or with another iPad, seating people, another host doing the same thing, letting everybody know what tables are opening. It's really, the problem, as you saw, is being alleviated by this system, and it's really great to be a part of this. I'm going to let Jeffrey tell you more about it.
Thank you, Ryan. So we're very happy to have Ryan as our beta customer. We started working with him since March as we went to beta with it. He's our first actual customer when we actually moved into selling the product. So data connection. So you learn how to help the restaurant. And it's fantastic for him, and it helps him control the wait list, and it keeps people happy. My wife and I took a honeymoon, or took a baby moon, the last vacation before we had our first kid. We went to a gorgeous place in Hawaii. We went to Waikiki Beach. And, as beautiful as Hawaii is, and we went to go get dinner. And we're just a block off of Waikiki Beach with the sunsets and the rainbows, and it looked like this. It was absolutely gorgeous. And so I went to the restaurant and there's an hour and a half wait. That's okay, because I don't mind waiting for food, especially when I'm hungry and I want to use their restaurant. But they stick you in a waiting room with things like this, with crying babies, and it's crowded and cramped and uncomfortable. And the crying baby is appropriate for myself as well, because when I took my wife to Mother's Day this past year, we had a crying kid who was fussy and cranky because we've been sitting in the waiting room for an hour. This is something that is painful for the customer. This is something that I hate, is waiting in the waiting room. What I'd like to do is walk down a block to the beach, hang out on the beach, and not be tethered, not be leashed up to this pager, leashed up to the host stand, to where I can't go anywhere. And this is uncomfortable for us. It's uncomfortable for my family. It's uncomfortable for my wife. She had to eat Mother's Day dinner alone because I just ended up taking the kids out to the car because they were crying. This is the interface that the customer sees. You're not carrying the pager. These pagers carry germs. One of the leading carriers of germs. I've seen my kids with these pagers. They sneeze on them. They spit on them, stick them in the mouth. It's gross. It's yucky. I don't want my kids holding that. I don't want to hold that myself. So we let the customers use their own device, their own phone, something that you already have flashing and buzzing in your pocket. Right now, it is about 91% of people who read a text message within the first 10 seconds of getting that text message, and it's close to 98% read within the first 2 hours. These are becoming as populous as people are in this country. We have if you don't have a cell phone, then the person you're with has a cell phone. It is perfect for this solution. And the great thing now that we have with our product is a two-way communication. So Ryan said, yeah, your table's ready, but guess what? I'm down the street at Pachinko Parlor having a drink. I really need an iguana. Let me just send a text message back saying, hey, I'm going to talk about it at Pachinko, and I'll be down there in 5 minutes. This lets the consumer have a conversation with the restaurant, and you're not just a note on a list that you have to go to the host the scan and say, hey, where am I on the list? Hey, here's before me. So these are the things that we saw from the consumer aspect. We want to unleash the wait from the waiting room and from these pagers. And that's what Diner Connection does for the consumer, for you. And our two marketing focuses are one, market to the restaurant so they know this technology exists. Just like Ryan, when he saw it, he says, this will revolutionize the way I do business. When I show this to people who hate waiting in restaurants just like I do, they say, my restaurant needs this restaurant needs this. I want this instead of the pager. So our marketing is to the restaurants and to consumers like you, and you can help us by letting us know what restaurants need that. Now, being a startup, and we started up in Tulsa, and we started up, we did it, I say the hard way, but we started up just like the weekend. We started out with the product first. I wrote the original application in the weekend while I was on a business trip in Chicago. I entered into a contest and won a developers contest with writing this app in a week. That was our first national exposure, and we had contacts from around North America just based on this first version of the application that I wrote in a weekend, because it's solving a problem. It has a revenue stream from the day one that's generating revenue for our startup. The second national exposure, I jumped ahead too fast. The second national exposure was that we had we won another contest to have one of the top 5 finalists to go meet with Union Square Ventures, one of the leading venture capital companies in New York City. And so this type of national exposure based on the solution to fix this problem has been invaluable to us. And so we are trying as a startup to get out there, be recognized, and forums like these are fantastic. Thank you to the Oklahoma City Cocoa for hosting this, and thank you for you guys for sitting through this, and I appreciate it. Let us know what restaurants need this other than iguana when you're not eating iguana, which is rarely understanding. So thank you very much. Again, that's Ryan and Diner Connection. And back to you, Chad. Thank you very much.